Hello, and welcome to my reselling channel, Flippin' Hippos. I'm Star. Today is Wednesday, so it's time for a motivational video, or your midweek motivation, if you will. And speaking of motivated, we're going to talk about why you don't need to feel motivated to get things done. Often resellers will wait until they feel productive or they feel the thing or woohoo, let's all be motivated and get some work done. And you don't need to wait for that. You don't have to be excited to go sourcing. You don't have to feel inspired to list. You don't even have to feel energized to tackle the desk pile. Running a business sometimes means doing the work when you don't want to, doing the work when you're tired, bored, distracted, your mind's on other things. Maybe you're not emotionally in the best place right now, but you're running a business. And so you need to do the work regardless of how you feel. And remember, motivation is typically temporary. Being excited to go thrifting is temporary. You get home from thrifting and you have all the items, and now you need to wash them, prep them, measure them, photograph. A lot of times that excitement or that dopamine hit from the thrift store goes away the minute you walk in the store and see all the shit you brought home. Motivation is temporary. You may have sourced some really cool items that you can't wait to list and you're excited. And then tomorrow you're back to the normal stuff you normally do, jeans, shirts, whatever it is, and that motivation is gone. It is always temporary. But do you know what is not temporary and what will carry you forward whenever motivation isn't here? Habits and routines. Now, it takes about 30 days to create a habit. So if you want to start something new in your life, and this doesn't just pertain to reselling, so this is some really good advice. You want to start making your bed each morning. You want to start going for a walk. You want to start drinking more water. You want to start listing 10 items a day, whatever it is. If you want this to be a new habit, you have to basically force or remind yourself to do it every single day for 30 days, and then it's a habit. And once it's a habit, it goes on autopilot and you do it naturally. Think about the morning routine that you already do. Most people have a morning routine that they don't even think about anymore. An order in which you brush your teeth, take a shower, exercise, eat breakfast, whatever that looks like. You get up every morning and on autopilot, you do all of those tasks in the same order without even thinking about it. Those are habits. And once you have those habits built, you can create routines around them, and that will carry you forward when there's no motivation. And I can attest that this actually works because there are many days where I'm doing my routine and I do the same things in the same order. I know each day that first I do this, and then I do this, and then I do this. And when I get to this one and I don't feel like it today, I do it anyway. I do it anyway because I know it's what's next. And even if I'm not feeling it and I don't want to do it, I know it's part of my day. I know it's part of my schedule, and I'm going to do the things. So it is really good to really think about building good habits and getting some routines in place. And remember, not every day has to be an amazing day. Not every day has to be your most stellar, terrific. I was full of energy and felt fantastic, and I listed 50 items and cleaned my whole house top to bottom. There can be days where you don't really feel good and you only list 5 things instead of 10. It's still a win. There can be days where you don't get as much done as other days. It is still a win. Any day that you get up and do something that is productive and moving your business and your profits forward, that is a good day. You don't want to slack off every day, but you are allowed to have bad days. Give yourself that grace. We're human beings. Yeah, there's always going to be things that you don't like to do, whatever it is looks like for you. Most resellers love to thrift and hate to list. I'm the opposite. I really don't like to thrift, but I love to list. I could sit at the computer for hours. Whatever it is that you don't like, you got to do it anyway. It's part of your job. Think back to when we worked for someone else and we had a job that we went to every day. There were always things about it that you didn't want to have to do, but you did them because you had to. And you need to treat your own business the same way. Things need to be done every day, and you have to do them. We have to ship, we have to list. And part of listing is prepping, cleaning, measuring, steam cleaning, all that. We have to do it. We have to do accounting. And if you have an accountant that does your accounting and your taxes for you, you still have to keep everything together and give it to them. And that's gross too. Nobody likes anything to do with that part, except for Keith. He's weird. We're the weirdest resellers, really, because I like to list. He likes to do the books, but everyone has the things they don't like to do, and you have to do them anyway. So I'm going to give you some advice that my dad gave me when I was very young. When you have a whole day ahead of you and you have a whole list of to-dos or tasks, always tackle the ones you don't like the most or the ones you want to do the least first and get them out of the way. When you first get up and you come into your office or your workspace, do all the things you don't like to do first. Get them out of the way. And then the remainder of the day is doing things you enjoy, or at least don't detest as much. Stop waiting for the perfect Monday, the perfect month, the perfect first of the month, the perfect quarter. Don't wait for tomorrow, next week, or New Year's. And stop waiting for that mythical, magical burst of energy that we're all waiting for. It'll happen or it won't. But you have to stop waiting for those moments and take a hold of today, right now, this minute. What can you do? I'm not waiting till Monday. What can I do today that will help me in the future? Can I take some extra photographs? Can I get some listings done? And always make your goals smaller if you need, but never zero. Barring like really rare extenuating circumstances. I mean, obviously, if you're in a car accident, somebody's in the hospital, you're at the vet with the dog, your kid is sick. I mean, there are extenuating circumstances, and there will be days that you actually have to say zero is getting done today because life or family, which is more important, is happening right now. And that's where the importance of banks come in, of having extra listings scheduled or banked. But, you know, outside of those big events or extenuating circumstances, most days it's just a headache or tired or I had 10 returns and I don't feel like there's all kinds of reasons that every single day could in your mind be justified as, oh, this is an extenuating circumstance day, so I'm doing zero. No, there are days that will happen, but not all of the things that happen to you can make this a 0 day. Just lower your goal. You got to take the dog to the vet. It's the non-emergency in the afternoon. List in the morning and list 5 instead of 10. Got a doctor's appointment in the morning, come home from it in the afternoon and list 5 instead of 10. You got to stop finding the excuse to make those 0 days. You've got to find a way to make yourself do the routines and the schedules even on the days you aren't here all day. So make the goal smaller, but never 0, except when you absolutely have to. And remember, one mediocre workday is not going to kill your business. But a string of mediocre, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, this is a great excuse to have a 0 day again for the 15th time in a row. That's going to affect your business. Okay? One mediocre workday, even one a week. I take a half day sometimes once or twice a week between doctor's appointments and life and things happening. It doesn't really affect because the rest of the time I'm really working, and that's the mentality you need to have. But a string of days where you're doing absolutely nothing is absolutely going to affect your business. And the resellers that you see being successful, being consistent, that doesn't mean they're more motivated than you. It just means that they've learned how to work without needing motivation. They've learned that consistency is key, regardless of how they feel. I tell you guys all the time, the most successful resellers are the ones that learn how to pivot, move with the times when they have to, but most importantly, consistency, consistency, consistency. The resellers that you see hustling every day are probably just as tired, just as bored, and not feeling it as you are. It's just that they have found a way to make habits and routines and keep themselves going even when they don't want to. You do not need to crush it today. You just need to keep moving. And sometimes when you start moving, it does motivate you. A lot of times, motivation comes after you start the thing, the activity, the movement, the task. I'm not motivated, but you start taking photos and you start thinking about, oh, how much I can list these items for. And the last one I had sold in, like, once you start moving and doing things, oftentimes the motivation will come. And, you list today, you sell tomorrow, you make money. That should be motivation enough. Remember your why. Remember why you're doing this. Remember why you need this money. Remember why you need to focus and keep going. And that can be your motivating factor as well. You don't need motivation. You don't have to wait for motivation. Just keep moving. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything you saw in this video or reselling in general, please let me know in the comment section down below. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel because it helps me feed hungry hippos. And I will see you in the next one.